Welcome to another Howls and Growls post-game breakdown. Today we're going to talk about some of Minnesota's best offensive possessions in their win over the Indiana Pacers. Some of the intrigue got sucked out of this game when Tyrese Haliburton was pulled from the night with knee soreness, so I don't think this was an accurate portrayal of what Minnesota's defense could do against a healthy Pacers offense. But Haliburton himself isn't making a difference defensively, so I do think you get a good reflection of how Minnesota's offense was clicking in this game. We got 40 points from Karl-Anthony Towns, 37 points from Anthony Edwards, but because Towns was so dominant in simple post-ups, and Ant was so electric in isolation, we're actually going to run through the rest of the roster on a lot of these tool set plays. So let's dive into some film. First possession of the game, and it's Horns formation with Towns and Gobert on the elbows here. While Gobert comes up to set the ball screen, Towns drops in to set the first of two mid-pin downs that Conley is going to curl around after he gives the ball off. When Conley does come all the way around and get it up here at the top, they flow straight into Spain pick and roll. Gobert rolls, and Towns sets a back screen on Gobert's man. That opens up a lob, and Indiana have no choice but to foul Gobert going up. That's a really sick set to open up the game. Next possession here, McDaniels triggers this one by feeding the high post before curling around here to set a cross screen in the paint for Mike Conley, who's going to be cutting through here. Gobert has reversed the ball, so he's coming to set a pin down screen right here as well. And when Conley comes through all of that action to get the ball back, he's in his element. If the defender steps up here, he's going to throw that lob to Gobert, and if he hesitates like he does on this play, Conley can get to his little trademark right-hand floater. I just love the way they're using Conley in these first two actions. Letting him curl off screens and make quick decisions as a scorer or a playmaker is always a good idea. He really is the straw that stirs the drink for this Minnesota offense. So Towns is popping off this screen to get the catch, but Conley is going to work off the screens again. He's coming off these two mid-picks again through the middle to get himself open. Towns ends up squeezing off this bucket himself, but he could have easily found Conley for a wide open three up the top there. Okay, so next up we're going to a little zoom action from the corner here. Edwards comes off the pin down, and instead of then coming off these two screens up into this position, he takes the handoff and rejects the screens. Gobert's roll forces Mathurin to dig down here off McDaniels, and that leaves him open for a corner three. Minnesota scored 128.3 points per possession in this game. That ranks in the 90th percentile for all games from all teams this season, so executing these actions is really working for them this time. This is one of my favourite plays in their playbook. Ant is going to come off these two pin down screens, but when he gets the ball he flips it straight back to Conley, and then takes his defender out here as Gobert spins and lifts to set a ball screen. That means when Gobert rolls into that open space, there's no low man help coming down here because he's still too focused on Edwards to come and break up that easy lob pass. Again, it's Mike Conley steering the ship, but this play calling has been insanely good in this game from the coaching staff as well. It's not always a staple of Minnesota's offense, but I think they're at their best when they really structure things up like they did in this game. Okay, now we're finally getting some Edwards as the play finisher. Split action here. That means they're going to feed Gobert coming in from the elbow, and then Conley's setting a split screen for Edwards, and he's coming downhill off the handoff from Gobert. Miles Turner is stuck in the middle trying to guard two players, and he gets weight roomed for the bucket. Now we get to see some Karl-Anthony Towns as well. This time it's as a passer. He trails the play here, pushes Bruce Brown into Gobert's flare screen, and then it's big pick and roll time. Turner is pushing up to stop Towns here. Gobert is running in behind with Bruce Brown trailing, and it's an easy lob for the two big men. So they go back to their favourite Horns flare action, and I love this because it has so many options sprouting from it. Horns formation, Towns comes off the flare screen, and he's going to take it himself here, but he could easily run a handoff action with Ant here, or he could sling it to the corner where Jaden McDaniels is waiting when the defense does collapse. And now you get Towns working from beyond the arc, which is where we want to see him a lot more. This time they're inverting the offense with Kyle Anderson in the post. Towns feeds him, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker comes and sets this flare screen for Towns to drift into here, set his feet, and then fire off on an open three. I just love how Minnesota just mix up a few basic offensive principles We've seen them run all types of horns actions, they set a ton of flare screens in different kind of ways, and as I said earlier, they get Conley moving off double or triple screens to set up the offense. So we get one more action here, and it's the pin downs that we've seen a ton of as well. Naz Reid sets the ball screen, and instead of rolling, he's going to sprint into a second of 2 pin downs over here. Ant-Man gets hung up, that's way too much space, and Ant drills another long range triple. Again, without Halliburton's brilliance, this wasn't the kind of matchup that we all would have liked to see, but I think for a team who has been kind of hovering around the middle of the pack offensively all season, showing a night of execution and really awesome play calling is important and encouraging for Minnesota. Let's hope that's the type of thing that we're going to see moving forward more often. Thanks again for watching Howls and Growls. Please subscribe for more.